What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of my hip hop review. It's your boy Red here, as usual. Y'all should know the business by now. I got fucking reviewing Master Ace Incorporated, the SlaughtaHouse. SlaughtaHouse released in 1993. This is pretty much the second overall album from Master Ace, but this is the first album from his group Master Ace Incorporated and shit. Released in 1993 on Delicious Vinyl Records. Yeah, man. Master Ace Incorporated consists of members Master Ace, Lord Digger, Paula Perry, and then Lachey, and then you had this group called Isis Your Rock, which is like Icy, Unique, and Rock Dizzle. I don't know if I'm saying the names right, but I probably butchered it, but fuck it. Alright, singles album is known for, came out with a couple singles. Jeep Ass Nigga, SlaughtaHouse, Saturday Night Live, and Born to Roll, the Jeep Ass Nigga remix, which I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Let me think. Now the producers include, it's pretty much in-house producers. Like you got Unique, Latif, Ace One, the Blues Brothers. I don't think it's the same Blues Brothers that was on Ready to Die. I don't think, but yeah, I could double check on that. And on the Beatheads. Alright, so after the release of Take a Look Around, which I reviewed a couple of weeks ago, Master Ace was originally supposed to have came out with an album, maybe 91, 92 on Cold Chillin'. But what ended up happening was the distributor, Warner Brothers, of course, because you guys should know Warner Brothers owns Cold Chillin'. They were kind of like wanting to rearrange some shit, and certain artists were not meeting the sales requirement. And Master Ace, he was one of those artists, and they dropped him from the label and shit, which I was really kind of surprised. Like, I could have sworn that Take a Look Around kind of sold relatively well, but it is what it is. So, he has no ill will against Marley Marl and shit like that, because at that time, like I mentioned, around 90, 91, Marley was having issues with Cold Chillin', Warner Brothers and shit like that. So what ended up happening, his lawyer got him a record deal with Delicious Vinyl Records, which very popular label in the West Coast. It has people like Tone Loc, The Far Side, whom I've talked about their first two albums, by the way, classic albums, and the Brand New Heavies, very underrated group if you ask me. So in order to test out if he was the right fit for the label, Ace appeared on the Brand New Heavy song Wake Me When I'm Dead off the Heavy Rhyme Experience album and shit like that. That got him a lot of buzz and whatnot. And so next thing you know, he actually wanted to form a crew, just form his little crew and shit like that. So next thing you know he that's where he formed the SlaughtaHouse, or excuse me, Master Ace Incorporated crew and shit. So also with this album too, album was released in 1993, and 93 was really the year, well, I would say from 92, 93 was really these when death row was really, well, gangster rap was, really getting at its peak and shit like that. And Death Row Records was definitely top of that, that gangster rap shit, you know what I'm saying? So what ended up happening was, what happened? This was a very stark contrast when it came to Take a Look Around, because with this album they kind of went a lot more dark, but they had satire against gangster rap and shit like that. Of course, in the background you have the song the SlaughtaHouse Digger Dome intro and shit like that, which I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. So yeah, so this is the album right here, fucking Master Ace Incorporated SlaughtaHouse. Fucking love the album cover and shit. So grimy as hell. Yeah, I think this is Master Ace right there, of course. I want to say this is Lord Digger. I want to say, but I could be wrong. Y'all can correct me who's on the album cover and shit, but yeah, man. Alright, so, and this is actually the OG copy too, which I'm gonna explain why you'll know it's the OG copy too. So, yeah, this is the booklet right here. You know, it's got, you know, thank yous and shit like that. Then you guys fucking crew, you know, the fucking incorporated crew, as I would say. Yeah, man. Very, very, very dope and shit. Alright, so like I said before, like this album is like the OG copy, and the reason why you can tell it's the OG copy because if you really like look in the track listing right here, it consists of, you know, I think about, I want to say about 14, 15 tracks and shit. And so when they re-released the album, wait, hold on, let me double check because I could be wrong. I think in some cases, like when they re-released the album, they added the Born to Roll, the G-Pass remix and shit like that. So kind of felt that was pretty interesting and shit. I think on the CDs, I think it's only on CD. I think it's available like on vinyl, cassette, I think. But yeah, I could be wrong. And yeah, also, and while we're speaking of shit that's in print, this album's still in print technically because they recently re-released this album back in 2013 and shit. And they have like a double disc where it has like the remixes in the second disc, and then they have the original copy, I think, plus the Born to Roll G-Pass nigga mix and shit like that. So yeah, man, that's all I have to say. Now, like I said before, this album has 15 tracks. Let's get this shit started. Track number 1, A Walk Through the Valley. That's fucking Masta A solo and shit like that. Believe it or not, this is actually one of my favorite tracks off this album. Like, I was not expecting it to be like him starting off like a spoken word poetry and shit like that. He's just talking about what's happening in his environment, the gunshots in the background and shit like that. Like, very, very dope song, very original and shit like that, you know, at that time, I want to say. So yeah, that's fucking A Walk Through the Valley. Track number 2 is SlaughtaHouse. This song called fucking SlaughtaHouse and shit like that. This song has the alter egos MC Negro and the Ignorant MC. And so it also has like Paula Perry in it too. Love this track right here, man. Like, see, this is a track that pretty much, I want to say like both Walk and Through the Valley and SlaughtaHouse set the whole fucking tone of the album and shit like that. So the story with this song was how MC Nego and the Ignorant MC, they were trying to like promote the album, Brains on the Sidewalk and shit like that. Yeah, man, very dope and shit like that, you know. Just like them making fun of like the gangster rap, like shit you hear, or hardcore rap and shit. Like, you had lines like from the Ignorant MC, no more, so come and take a chance and mess around with the black Charles Manson, body parts in the freezer. I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer, but I'll slaughter your mama. Like, very dope and shit. You know, Paula Perry did a thing too on that. Yeah, man, very dope song. Also, I like the way how Unique, he fucking used that fucking Zap sample. You all should know the Zap sample. I'm not even gonna say it, but the way they did it, they fucking pitched it down and slowed it down and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So very dope track right there. And then it, of course, y'all should know it leads into the Digger Dome intro and shit. So track number 3 we got is Late Model Sedan. That's another Masta A solo track. Very dope song right there. Very dope song and shit like that. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention with the Digger Dome intro, that actually has like Lord Digger actually explaining what the SlaughtaHouse really means and shit like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now back to Late Model Sedan. Yeah, man, it kind of has the same vein as like Walk Through the Valley. Just talking about, you know, how some kids were doing like had a shootout, and they like went away in like a late model sedan and shit like that. Yeah, man, very dope fucking song. Love that fucking beat. And yeah, that song is actually playing in the background too and shit. So yeah, man, that's fucking late model sedan. Yeah, Master Ace, when it comes to the fucking concept albums, he does not get the props he deserves and shit, man. Like, but I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Then we got another car oriented track, Jeep Ass Nigga and shit. Yeah, you guys should really know a little story with this track. So, of course, you know, the song's actually talking about and celebrating like the Jeeps and shit like that, because you guys should know back in like the early 90s, Jeeps were like very, very, very popular, especially like in the fucking West Coast. And because, you know, if you had like a Jeep, you know, you were that nigga, you had that dope system and shit like that. Jeep, they're still popular today, trust me, but not like as it was in the 90s and shit, you know. And so with this track, actually, this track was so popular that they actually remixed this track for the Born to Roll. The you know, they added like a fucking Jeep ass remix and shit like that. Yeah, man. So very dope track. I like the fucking line when Ace was saying, where's that shit at? Brainiac dum-dums bust the scientifical approach to the course under force of centrifugal. Can you find your way through the links, be catching them? Throw another rhyme across the room and they be fetching them. Like, very dope track, man. I love that shit. And it's kind of crazy too, because, you know, of course, you guys, most people are associated with like Born to Roll when it comes to like Sitting on Chrome, which Sitting on Chrome, that review is coming. Stay tuned on that shit. Yeah, man, that's fucking Jeep Ass Nigga. Track number 5, The Big East. One of my favorite songs off this album. It's kind of like bigging up the East Coast, the way I see it. Like, had the fucking beat alone, man. The beat has a Master Ace produce this fucking beat. I love the fucking intro when Ace was saying, who is the man with the hats, with the snaps, dropping the raps, with the truth to the youth that's busting the caps? Who could it be? Is it the bird? Is the plane? Is the street? No, it's me. Capital A, capital S, capital E, booming like thunder, striking like lightning. Welcome to my slaughterhouse. I know it's frightening. I'm hitting him over the head with lyrical styles like a bottle. My foot's on the pedal, my head is on the throttle. Like, woo! And then when that fucking bass just dropped in after he said throttle, man. Oh my fucking god. Like, that fucking soul fucking track is ill as fuck and shit like that. Like, just bigging up the East Coast, man. That's the way I see it and shit. Give me 1 second, my throat's a little dry. I'm gonna rinse my mouth out. Coming from the East Coast, boy. Oh, that shit. Yeah, like fucking the big, and that's a very underrated track too, because lyrically, I'm gonna talk more about this, but lyrically, this is probably his most lyrical album and shit like that. Sorry about that, I gotta text my client and shit like that, but I would say, like, I'm gonna talk more about that, but I'm just gonna say so far, probably some of his best lyrical performances on this fucking album. So yeah, that's fucking The Big East. Track number 6, Jack Be Nimble. That's pretty much like a storytelling kind of track. You know what I'm saying? Just tells a story about this cat named Jack, who basically, you know, he's on the run from the fucking police and shit like that. Yeah, very dope track. Not really like one of my favorite tracks, but the beat was very hard though. You know, the Blues Brothers definitely did their thing on that. Track number 7, Boom Bashin'. Another very solid track. That song features both Ace and Digga. Yeah, man, fucking Lord Digga, man. He's another cat that don't get this props and shit like that. And he's a dope producer too. I want to say he's a very dope producer. So them both definitely did their thing and shit like that. You know, just them going at the mic and shit. Track number 8, The Mad Ones. Nice little jazzy beat. I fucking love. For a while, I actually thought this was a single because it got like a lot of airplay back in the day. But even Master Ace, he even said that he wanted to put this as a single, but he kind of thought otherwise and shit like that. And it's pretty much a very dope song and shit like that. When it comes to like, I think when it comes to like the Mad Ones, shit, like I think it comes like he just got that shit going on in his life. I think. I could be a little wrong and shit, but yeah, and that's Master Ace and Lord Digger track right there. You know, they had I like the line when in the second verse they said, I got magic in my Johnson like potion. Try to play me ashy, you'll get rubbed like lotion. Must to blow your trouble with the C cipher power. In Cali, they call him one time, they be gaffling every hour. Like, very ill track and shit like that. You know, him just kind of when just picking up Cali in a way and shit like that. Cause you know, Delicious Vinyl Cali, all that shit. So yeah, that's fucking Mad Ones. Then we get to fucking Star Wars. Love this track right here. Nice usage of the BB King sample and shit like that. Rest in peace to BB King, by the way. Yeah, man. What I got from this track was basically him kind of being at war with himself. Like, if he wants to be this conscious rapper, or if he just wants to be this, or if he just wants to be like this, how can I put this? Like this gangster kind of rapper and shit like that. You know, it's very, very dope, very dope track and shit. And the reason why he called this song Star Wars, from what I looked up, was because the fact that, you know, he was very influenced by the graffiti culture and shit like that, you know. So yeah, that's very interesting and shit. So that's fucking Star Wars. Track number 10, Who You Jacking? That song features Paula Perry. This is second, probably the second appearance of Paula Perry on his album. This song kind of reminds me of Common and MC Light's a film called Pimp from the Like Water for Chocolate album from 2000. Very dope album, classic album if you ask me. Yeah, man, like very dope track right there. And it's kind of crazy too because Paula Perry kind of sounds like MC Light in this track a little bit too. So just want to put that thoughts out there, because with this track, Master Ace plays like a robber who's attempting to rob Paula Perry, but you know, Paula Perry, she's not fucking having that shit. You know, they're just talking shit enough that this going back and forth, which I fucking love. And that's one thing I liked about, you know, certain hip hop tracks, like when two MCs just go back and forth and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story for a different day. Track number 11, Rolling with Dada. Dada, I believe that's like the little, that's like a crew and shit like that. That song features Master Ace and Ice Rock and shit. Wait, actually, screw that. I made a mistake. That's just a Master Ace solo track. Yeah, man, this track was okay and shit like that. Just talking about, you know, going out with his homeboys, who he referred to as Dada and shit like that. Yeah, man. Believe it or not, Master Ace even went on an interview talking about how he wasn't really feeling this track like that, and he actually had like a different beat, but of course that shit remains unreleased to this day and shit like that. So very interesting. I felt like the beat was definitely cool and shit too, but yeah. Hold on, let me turn this down a little bit. Alright. Alright, now we get into Aint You The Master. Leave me alone, people. I'm doing a review. Shit. Yeah, let me put this shit on silent because everyone's getting on my fucking nerves right now. Aint You The Master. That's the song that features the group Ice Rock and shit. Very cool track. Not one of my favorites and shit, you know. But you know, these cats, they definitely did their thing on this track. Um, Probably the Blues Brothers' best beat on this fucking album. It's like a very dark kind of beat and shit with a very bluesy vibe, I want to say. Track number 13, Crazy Drunken Style. That song features Master Ace and Lord Digger. Yeah, that song again was pretty cool. Pretty cool track and shit like that. You know, my opinion, Lord Digger went in on that track. And I just felt that yeah, he just went in on that track. If that would have been a solo track by him, I would not even minded that shit too. Not taking anything away from Ace though, but yeah. Then you get Don't Fuck Around. And that is actually fucking Lachey. I believe that's, hold up. Cause I know a lot of people say that's fucking Icy on the fucking track, but I want to say that's Lachey singing. I think Icy is Lachey. I think I could be wrong, but yeah, man. Dope beat, but the singing was a bit too overbearing and shit. I kind of felt like when it comes to this album, some of this, I feel like it was comes to this album, I feel like that was like a wrong choice for the outro and shit. But yeah, that's another issue with that. But and the last track off this album, Saturday Night Live, my favorite track off this fucking album. Yeah, my fucking favorite track off this album, man. Whoo! That just features everybody like Asa Rock, Lord Digger, and shit like that. You know, them artists going in on the mic. You know, them naming after the of course, taking the name after the aforementioned show in NBC Saturday Night Live and shit like that. So yeah, very cool track. Love the way that beat is so fucking grimy. The video is dope too and shit. Again, I would have to say Lord Digger definitely took the show, man. Like, he had some lines like, my style is rough, rockin' the rugged on the ill tip, blowing the fuck up, sending pussies looking for microchips. Madman styles get flipped when the quarterless gets grippled. Not a gang member, but I got tails from the crypt. Whoo! Jesus Christ, man. Not a gang member, but I got tails from the crypt. Man, Jesus Christ, man. Oh, and I believe DJ Premier actually done a remix of Saturday Night Live too. So yeah, that shit's ill as fuck too and shit. So yeah, and that's all of the tracks off this album. Overall, very dope album. Classic album if you ask me. With this album, you know, he kind of going after the whole West Coast. Well, just gangster rap in general and shit like that. And it's a very bold move for you, like, to, East Coast cat signing into this West Coast label and making like an album that's kind of like dissing gangster rap, or excuse me, making fun of it and shit like that. So felt like that was just a very bold move and shit like that. Yeah, something that you're not really expected to hear from Master Ace in general too, because you know, with Ace, people are always used to him, you know, with like the storytelling kind of track, you know, feel good kind of tracks. With this one, it's probably like his most darkest album to date. Just know on his, you know, his gangster shit, you know, his hardcore shit, you know. Also with this track, I felt like the chemistry with the Incorporated crew was definitely at peak and shit like that. And I noticed that with this album, and shit like that, it got like a lot more cult status over the fucking years and stuff, you know. I find that interesting, but I've always preferred Sitting on Chrome as my favorite Master Ace Incorporated, or overall favorite Master Ace album and shit, you know. This is not a bad album either, you know, because this album, the beats are just grimy as fuck and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? And it was kind of crazy because after this album was released, he got some flack, you know, from like a lot of people and shit, because people were like, oh, you trying to go to that more gangster rap, that hardcore rap vibe and shit like that. Because basically what niggas need to realize, because like I want to say 92, 93, those were the years where I feel like a lot of East Coast cats basically kind of went through like the whole death row syndrome, or like trying to get all hardcore and shit like that. You know, you had fucking LL Cool J with the 14 Shots to the Dome, which was a dope album. Leaders of the New School with the fucking Time album. Got fucking the UMC's second album and shit like that, 93. Yeah, man, it was just a very crazy year, and I felt like this album right here definitely took like a very different approach to it when it came to that. And so, yeah, man, very dope album. Fucking SlaughtaHouse and shit. And like I said, this album's still in print, so if you guys can find this album, must have in your collection. And that's all the time I have. Stay tuned for more. Peace.